What's going on today, guys? We're going to do a review on the Summit 45 hiking bag. I went and purchased this as my first hiking bag, and I think I made a pretty good choice. It's got more than enough compartments on it to do the type of hiking that I'm doing, which is 10 to 20 mile hikes. What they did that was pretty nice with this bag was you have a lot of compartments on the outside for things like your cell phone or pocket knife. On both sides of the bag, this netting works out pretty well because of how stretchy it is. Everybody's using different size water bottles nowadays. But what I did notice about this style bag in particular was that there are a handful of different points for harnessing this as you balance your weight. Like right on the front to go across your chest. All of these are adjustable. The waist, adjustable. I got fitted for my book bag when I went to the department store that I got it at anyways, which I would always recommend. You don't want to buy one of these and then end up having to return it because halfway through your hike it didn't feel comfortable anymore. And what they'll do, they've got a special tool to put on your back and measure out exactly so you can balance the weight kind of towards the center of your back. But on the very top of the bag, there's one large compartment, and this is essentially what I use to keep everything I wanted to get to pretty quickly. Cliff bars, water bottles, pocket knife. But what that does actually is that space that you see in between the top of the bag and the bottom of the pouch is where I was rolling up my sleeping bag and placing it under there and then strapping it down. Again, just to keep the weight up, you don't want it down by your lower back. When you flip that compartment over, there's one more large compartment here, which would again be used for things that you want to be able to get right to, because you'll notice when you're packing these things that you're going to want to pack the least necessary things on the bottom of the bag. Doesn't matter whether they're difficult to get to or not, so that you can leave the important stuff on top. Now, in the center of the bag on the back, there's a few more of these clips, and again what they're used for is so that when you get done packing it, you can harness these down and to make the bag a lot tighter. You don't want it loose because you don't want the weight being thrown around a lot. Now on the bottom of the bag, we've got one more decent sized compartment. As you open it up, you actually realize it's about a quarter of the space in the bag is all located in here, so good place to put all your clothes or anything like that again you don't need to get to too quickly. Now the neat part about this bag was, come to find out, underneath it, on the very bottom of the bag closest to your tailbone, they have a parachute for, if it starts raining, you can pull this tarp out and cover the entire bag up so you can keep all of your belongings dry, which after my second hike I realized the importance behind that. We got rained out pretty bad if you saw our video up in Wolf Lake. Snowed on as well. But as this comes out over, there's a few drawstrings on the other side just so you can keep everything tight. Again, I had my sleeping bag on the outside. I had definitely overpacked a little bit for that hike because we did an overnight, and I had no problem whatsoever getting this over the entire bag. So, I mean, everything that I had stayed dry except for my socks. And again, it just rolls up real easy. Gets tucked into the bottom of the bag. Has its own compartment down there, so it's not in the way of anything. I don't really suggest packing anything else in there with it, just because the bottom is only Velcro. It stays tight in there, but I wouldn't add any weight to it. The main compartment in the bag is also pretty interesting because they gave you another waterproof liner, which was definitely clutch to have. And you're probably going to find this a lot in all of your hiking bags nowadays, but they have a large compartment in the very back for camelbacks, and then they have two different insertions on the side so you can let your camel straw come out through there. Definitely, again, another key component because if the camelback prevents you from having to constantly stop and get out water bottles and anything like that. And One nice little thing that they did do that I thought was kind of clever, they definitely targeted a little bit the consumers being new hikers like me. And on the bottom you have the bottom of your top pouch, you have the 12 survival essentials. In all honesty, I definitely looked through that list and found things that I didn't bring with me the first time that my partner that went with me did, so I was pretty happy about that. But it really just gives you a good idea of the 12 things that you would want to bring: sunglasses, first aid kit, pocket knife, matches, whistle, tarp, clothes, water and food, of course, flashlight, compass, and obviously always a map. But overall, one of my favorite things about the bag was the support on the bag. At first, it's really firm, so I didn't think it was going to be comfortable. But when you have all the weight back there, you don't really want the bag compressing down on your back so much. You want a solid platform like this. So while searching for bags, if you don't choose one of the Sierras, try to find something that has a similar outlay like this, because I can say I hadn't been exercising in a long time, and going on that hike, this was something I was very, very happy to have. About halfway through, I could just realize that, I mean, I never had a backache the entire weekend, so that turned out really well. And I would definitely recommend the Sierra bags. This is the 45 liter. They have a size above it and a size below, and they also make a handful of day hiking, like light pack bags. But I thought it was a pretty fair price. I think I got away with paying about $80 for it. Got a $10 warranty on it, and that was good for a year. So, I mean, pretty much, if I were going to go out for a first bag, or even after doing this for a few years, I don't think that this would be too bad of a choice ever. So, if you do end up going with it, they offered a few different colors. I think they had green, blue, and gray, and they might have more now. But I would definitely give this 2 thumbs up. This worked out really well. Didn't have any issues, and there were more compartments in here that I thought that I would need, but you will come to realize very quickly that the more the better. So check out the Sierra bag. Go look at it yourself, and like I said, always get fitted for a book bag. You don't want to do it without.